It's time for talk. Each evening at this time, Monday through Friday, Rosemary interviews local personalities and others who bring items of interest to this community. Time for Talk is a community betterment service designed to cooperate with our local community betterment program. Tonight, Rosemary takes us by means of portable camera out of our studios and maybe into your neighborhood. And now, it's time for talk.
The Dunklin County Courthouse. It's May 1987, and there's history in the making here. In fact, that unimposing slab of concrete that has just been finished here in early May is soon destined to house a 32,000-pound monument. It will bear the names of Dunklin County residents that were killed during World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. There are services scheduled for the very first time to be held at the base of this monument during Memorial Day, 1987. Again, you are watching a historic transaction. This is the year we celebrate the 200th anniversary of the founding of this nation, of the signing of the Constitution, and it's the world's oldest living Constitution. It has not been without cost, and part of the cost is what you have looked at just a moment ago. You were looking at World War I and World War II, names of men who gave their lives to make this country possible. There were 6 slabs of granite on this granite truck that came from Elberton, Georgia. The men are, with the aid of a huge crane, lifting those blocks. I don't know the weight of each of those. They're balancing it just right to lift off to put in place. You saw the base was prepared last week. They hope to have it all done and in place by Memorial Day 1987. There will be services there. This early morning hour, here in the, looking like it's going to rain, we have Mr. Glenn Whitener, who is supervising this. Do I understand that?
Right, that's right.
Tell us a little bit about this. I know it came from Georgia, and for instance, how much does that weigh, this going across?
That particular block there weighs about 10,000 pounds, and I guess the whole monument probably weighs around 40,000.
Okay. Where does this equipment, where did the crane come from?
Okay, this is Milford Higginbotham, who's operating the crane, and they're a professional monument installer. They set war memorials and mausoleums and large granite pieces. This is how they make their living. And they supply their own equipment, they own their own crane, and we've contracted them to come in and help us erect this monument.
Okay, so this all came from Georgia?
Yes, ma'am.
The crane and all the equipment?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Higginbotham lives in Elberton, Georgia, which is Elberton is one of the granite centers in the United States, and that's where the majority of this granite came from. The gray granite did come from Elberton, but the black granite, which will be a center part of this stone, came from Pennsylvania.
Okay, now what do you mean it's going to be the center part of this stone?
Okay, well, when this monument is erected, of course, we've got the 2 bases already on the concrete over there. Each one of these gray pieces will set on either side, and the black tablet will be right in the center.
I see. All right. Now, is the black tablet here? Is it on the truck?
Yes, ma'am. It's on the ground over here right now. It's over next to the...
Okay. All right. I had not seen the black as yet. And now, where'd you say that came from?
It comes from Pennsylvania. All this is domestic granite. Okay. There's hundreds of different colors of granite available, and we even have a beautiful red granite from Missouri. It's quarried in Ironton. We have a Missouri red granite. It's a very beautiful stone. Of course, the main story behind this is not us putting it up, but it's the men and women whose names are on this monument and the story behind it.
That's right. Okay. Now then, the biggest job is just to set them upright.
Get the bases set and sealed down. There's some spacers and cement and setting compound that has to be placed. And really the most time-consuming job is in front of us right now. The hardest part is in front of us. In essence, all we did here was just unload the truck so we can get the truck off the square and traffic can go on, and then we'll be here to work the rest of the day.
All right. Now, my husband also has to go to work this morning, but if we come back at noon, will there be somebody working here? Can we get something?
We'll still be here. Now, this is Milford Higginbotham from Elberton, Georgia, and he's up here to help us erect this memorial to our war dead in Dunklin County.
Okay, now do you just run all over the country lifting 10,000-pound blocks?
I'm in the business of doing this, yes. It's what I do for a living.
All right. But now this is going to be
This will be beautiful. This is in keeping with this pretty a monument that I've said. This is a lot of good balance in this. The design is good. It's going to be beautiful, and all of you can be proud of it when we get through with it.
All right.
It'll be nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. White. The gentleman on his knees is putting mortar into holes that have been drilled. Here we are back at noon. Some progress has gone on already, as you're going to be able to see. The gentleman on his knees is putting mortar in holes that have been prepared in the base of these monuments, and of course the gentlemen are getting ready with the crane to lift it up. You see on the monument base itself that there have already been, he called them dowel pins, prepared. Holes have been drilled to link the slabs together. Dowel pins stick up out of there. Now, it looks to me like they're at an interesting angle, but perhaps they will straighten those. Mr. Whitener indicated that this is the tedious part, that you have 10,000 pounds of granite slab perched above these dowel pins. They have to be lowered into place on the pins, and then you have to get fingers and everything else out, lest 10,000 pounds comes down, and we're going to watch this, hopefully, well done. They're lifting the slab right at this moment. Incidentally, we talked to the crane operator this morning. It's a husband and wife team. You saw the gentleman this morning as he worked the crane to lift, and can you see her now up in the window? Oh, it works well. She's evidently done a lot of this. Her husband is down doing the siding. She understands what that little circular motion means with his hand, which way he wants that block rotated. Now, they are letting it down on wood, which I have yet to understand, and rotating the crane. So let's see from here. All right, a thumbs up signal, which means take it up. It appears, after some work and finagling around, that they are now going to set the monument upright. Then I would predict they have to reattach the ends to pick it up. All right, something's still not exactly right. Okay. I would suppose that this is as any other job, that things do not always go as planned, but wouldn't you hate to make a mistake with... All right, another attempt. The strap adjustment seems to be critical at this point. The monument needs to come upright and level. No, take it down again. There's something wrong again. Come up a little. All right. It looks as if all systems are go here on this. Got to lift it up. It has to come up perfectly level. We'll sit upright and rest, and then to be lifted over into place. Now, I don't know if it came too far, what on earth they would do with 10,000 pounds, but they're all braced as if to hold it. ready to be walked in front and hopefully to be lowered right down without lots of complicating factors.
Did anybody tell y'all that stone was wider on the end?
Slowly. Slowly. It has to be very close, yet cannot scrape the black marble. It has to come down with little holes. Ah! Did we do it? Did we make it? And those little square, looks like discs of plastic. A lot of rulers being put to this. The distance is critical, has to go on exactly right. I see these going under. What are they and what's the purpose?
Well, these are nylon or plastic spacers that's used when you set just about any type of monument. You either use these or lead, and the purpose is to keep moisture from passing from the ground up through the stone and actually staining the stone. Also, it helps facilitate getting the straps out from under them. Joints will be sealed with either grout or silicone, and then they'll set up, and that keeps the moisture from entering under the stone here. And since we're in a freeze area, we don't want moisture under these stones because the moisture could actually get under the stone, freeze, raise it up, and it actually slides.
As I stand here looking at those names, I see the names of 3 young men from my high school graduating class in Cardwell. 3 who lost their lives before the rest of us walked across the stage to get diplomas. There were some words that Abraham Lincoln uttered in his Gettysburg Address that really come to mind as I stand here. I can't quote all of it for you, but the ending goes, "But we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth."
You have been watching Time for Talk. Time for Talk is a community betterment service designed to cooperate with our local community betterment program. Each evening, Monday through Friday at this time, Rosemary interviews local personalities and others who bring items of interest to this community. If you are aware of items of interest, please let us know for possible airing on this program.